Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something that is a bit of a work in progress. It's not really ready on my mind, but I think I'm after something and I thought I will share it with you so that you can sort of kill it before it grows too big. The idea, I mean. Hey, I think we can look at a photograph from 2 points of view, at least 2 points of view. First of all, we can think about the subject in the photograph. Almost any photograph has some subject in it. A landscape, a person, a thing. Maybe a famous person, maybe somebody unknown. And then the other view to the photograph is the photograph itself, the artifact. You know, the composition, the texture, the physical image. And let me show you what I mean by these 2 points of view. Here's a picture I took a while ago. It's a picture of the Golden Gate. The Golden Gate, well-known subject, is the subject of my picture. And this is the artifact, the printed picture. I think you could also think as an image on the screen as an artifact, but I don't want to go there now. But you know, this is an artifact, the subject. Here's another really amazing picture sent to me by Daniel Zaleski a while ago. It's a picture of a staircase. So the staircase is the subject, and this picture is the artifact. Well composed, really nice picture. So now we have established these 2 points of view. The artifact and then the subject that the picture shows and illustrates. So now then we can theoretically think about the weight of a picture that is a combination of these two. You know, as a viewer, I pay attention to the picture, so I pay attention to the subject, but I also pay attention to the artifact itself. And the interesting question is that where is the weight of that picture? So if I take my Golden Gate picture, and let's say that we have a combined weight of 100% for a picture. So how much of the weight of this picture goes to the subject and how much to the artifact? And I could claim that, say, 80% of the weight of this picture, fairly average picture of the Golden Gate, goes to the subject. And maybe 20% is, I mean, there is some executional merits to this picture. Whereas in Daniel's picture, I think it's the other way round. The artifact itself is gorgeous, and I'd give 80% of the weight of this picture to the composition, to the texture, to the framing, to this picture, and then maybe only 20% to this actual subject. I mean, it's a nice staircase, but it really doesn't mean anything to me as such. It's a staircase. It's Daniel's execution, this artifact, that has 80% of the weight to me and only 20% is left to this subject. You follow my thinking? 100% combined, the weight is divided between the artifact and the subject. I would say that this is also a claim, has no scientific analysis behind it, but that the majority of people that consume photographs, they put more weight on the subject. Is it an interesting person? Is that a beautiful sunset? And those of us who go into art galleries, we might probably put more weight on the artifact. How was the picture made? Not so much about what it represents. Of course it varies too. To further illustrate my thinking, let's make a little exercise. I show you a picture and then I give you a few seconds to think about where is the weight, how much weight out of the 100% total you would give to the subject and how much to the artifact. I know it's going to be on the screen, so the artifact is a little bit stretched, but bear with me. Let's do an exercise run so that you know what I mean. So first I show you a picture, then I give you a few seconds to think about it, and then I show my numbers for the subject and for the artifact. And let's compare how, do we agree, are we close? There's no right or wrong answers here, it's just a way of thinking about pictures. Hey, I don't claim that this is the only way to look at a photograph. But I claim that photography is an interesting art form because more than anything else I can think of, it has this dualism. The thing it represents and then the thing, the artifact itself. Yeah, let's think about music, for example. Yeah, let me play you a piece of music. Let me show you something. There was an artifact. That was the composition by Chet Atkins. And then there was my performance. Those are the artifacts. And we listen to that music and we concentrate on that artifact. Now the subject, if you will, of that composition was The Mountains of Illinois. That's the name of the tune. And I really don't know when Chet Atkins wrote that song, was he there? Was he really impressed by the mountains? I don't even know if those mountains exist. I've never been there, so what do I know? But it has very little significance to me. It may have more to Chet Atkins or somebody who lives there or loves those mountains, but to me it has no significance. So I can totally enjoy music by not knowing the subject, not knowing what it represents. It's just music for me, especially in the instrumental music. Even though there are exceptions there too. Now I'm totally sidetracking, but whatever. I played, in one of my earlier videos, I was introducing, I think, an East German lens, and I played the old national hymn, national anthem of East Germany on my piano. And then somebody commented me that he didn't like that song because of what it represents. A brutal regime by East Germany. Which was interesting. To me, it's actually a pretty nice composition. I didn't have that connotation there, but to this person, the subject, what the picture represented, also song represented, was important thing. Then back to photography. Hey, I'm not even sure if this dividing attention, like 100%, which percentage goes to the subject and to the artifact, is the right way to think about it. maybe it's not division, maybe it's addition. Maybe you could sort of add things up, that if you have a perfect subject, you give that maximum 100 points, and then you have a perfect execution, then you have another 100 points, like 200 would be the absolute maximum. So you would try to sort of get them all nailed perfectly. I don't know. The question is, do you see the subject and the artifact in a competition, or do you see them contributing to each other? Hey, so what's the conclusion out of this all? I don't know. As I told you, this is a work in progress, so I don't have my final thoughts yet. But what I'm pretty sure about is that there are these two aspects to any photograph: the subject and the artifact. And we as photographers, we should manage them both. I'm also pretty sure that this 200% doesn't apply. I mean, you can't add them up, and you shouldn't. Like, it doesn't make any sense to say that in order to have a perfect photograph, you need to have a perfect subject, significant, important subject, and the perfect execution of a photograph. Because I believe that you can have a perfect photograph without having a significant subject. Daniel's work proves that. It is a staircase, but the picture is close to perfect. So here we go. But it's also not true that they are in a direct competition. The fact that this picture has a Golden Gate, it doesn't really take away from the picture that it's a Golden Gate. It doesn't make this less important in my thinking. So it's somewhere in between these 200 and 100%. Now, one thing that I'm absolutely sure of is, though, that you cannot and you shouldn't justify a bad artifact by its subject. A bad picture of Eiffel Tower is still a bad picture. And a well-executed picture of an insignificant building over there can still be a perfect picture. So to me, the artifact is clearly more important than the subject. But I think I'm in a minority in that field, because I think for the most of the people it is the other way around. What do you think? Where do you land? What are your thoughts? Am I after something here? Or was this just a waste of time? Anyways, thanks for watching. Next time, something else.